Hi guys.
Hi YouTube.
Welcome back. New year, new who?
New year, new us.
More
We're
us.
back on this shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna see us here every day, all the
Every
time.
day, by the way.
We're gonna be in your faces, guys. It's gonna be
Mtu
like
mzoe
okay,
kutuona.
yeah,
Fall in
'cause
love again and
we are
again.
coming different.
And what a better way to start the new year other than talking about self-trust.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big in for me this year. Like, more self-trust. I was listening to something about self-abandonment and how like a lot of self-abandonment is not trusting yourself. Like you feel a certain way but unaji second guess, which is normal. We're human beings,
Yeah.
But I feel like I want to tap into listening to that inner voice more and sitting with it, and like because it's a very calm, that kind of intuitive feeling where something has happened to you, but maybe you're doubting yourself.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Something was off. Something didn't feel like. Was this person really moving like this in my best interest? You know what I mean?
It even makes me think of like this whole thing of closure. It's like that conversation that wouldn't ever resolve the feeling inside.
Yeah, that's your work to do.
Yeah.
But then I think looking at closure like that is important. Like if you're really looking for something that this person can tell you and then it's like, okay,
yeah,
now I can finally like release, now I can finally move on. Well, I feel like you're gonna be looking and you're gonna like change the goalpost for what that looks like, because you're gonna have one conversation, then you want another conversation, then you need a different perspective. You know what I mean? When I feel like, I don't know, something I'm always saying, I've made a TikTok about this as well. Trusting yourself when you're coming from a period where you've been immensely like betrayed. Somebody has betrayed your trust, somebody is not who you thought they were. You even begin questioning yourself. You're like, do I not have a good compass? Do I not know how to pick good people? Which by the way is not like always productive. Sounds a bit victim blaming, I feel like. And it's just like trusting yourself is more about, as soon as you're presented with new information, you act accordingly on the latest piece of data that you have, the latest information you have, you act accordingly. Because sometimes self-trust, I feel like you can think it's like, I need to just be able to know that if I do this, if I make this decision, it's gonna end this way. And honestly, sometimes you don't always know. But I just feel like it's that thing for, as soon as you're just seeing something is not for you, the vibe does not feel right. You're an adult, you can just wake up, you can just up and leave. Like, actually, do you know that meme that's like, actually, it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but me, and I don't want to explain it anymore, period. Like, that can be reason enough for anything. But that was such an important like piece of words put together, because it's like, so real. It's like, this comment is tiring me. I actually don't have to explain it to you, and it actually only has to make sense to me. And it's like,
another thing actually when I think of that is like not having to ask everyone for an opinion. Like you're outsourcing information, you're outsourcing your decision making
to the person that answers the call the first. Like, no,
I find myself sometimes in moments of anxiety, I'm looking outside of myself to regulate myself, like, which is fine. Like, there are people here for you. Like, I feel like you're one person who, when I'm dysregulated, like, I see how you regulate me, but it's still not your job though.
Do I really regulate you?
You regulate me a lot. Like, you affirm me, you make me, it's kind of like, the way literally, like, let's say even, like, think about it in babies. Affirming them calms them down, kuwa part, kuwa nini. So I feel like it's okay to have people who ground you and regulate you, but I think it's also important to equally be able to find ways to do that for yourself, such that you're not always outsourcing to feel calm inside, in here. Like, and what if now one day nakupigia, you're in a bad mood, you can't regulate me, now
and then what can we do? Will Rochelle just not be okay?
Will I not be okay? Because Chelsea, maybe a day you've not picked up my call, you're busy. But just that thing for like, not having to seek, like it's okay to seek information, but it's also okay to sit down with yourself and ask yourself what you think.
What do I want?
A way that you can do that for yourself is journaling. Where I've realized we take so much in TikToks, YouTube, podcast, music. when you sit down and write on a journal, that's what you think. Like how many times, how much of the content you consume, or how many of your ideas are actually yours.
Like, because like literally the more you journal, it's just like, you see that inside voice that's in your head, like just pause right now, you can hear it. That one that said something, when I paused that, like when you're journaling, you're giving a voice, you're giving that a voice, and you're putting those thoughts onto paper, and it's like you're speaking. Like journaling actually just feels so wow. You're taking from here and writing it here and interpreting it. It's just a very good tool when it comes to processing things you've been through, processing difficult situations, when it comes to manifesting things you want.
You know what?
When it comes to even showing gratitude, you can start your day listing everything you're grateful for. You can start your day with affirmations for yourself, things you're working to believe. So yeah, journaling is such a powerful tool, and when used correctly and frequently, make such a difference. And I think the thing about a journal, it's always so nice to look back and think, what did 2018 version of me, what was I going through, what was happening in my life, what was I writing about? And I'm so happy I have like journals worth years, and I can just open a book and see where Chelsea in 2021 was at. If I was even journaling, you know what I mean? It's just a nice record of yourself to keep as well.
I am grown, and I want to just trust myself more. You know, especially when it comes to also relating to other people, where it's like you feel like things are not good for you. You know, people, certain energies are not good for you. Like I don't want to negotiate. I don't want to negotiate with myself in my head.
Something that your body already knows, your body is already feeling. You know, your mind has already been ruminating on. But it's so heavy on that. I think 2026. I'm not negotiating with the facts things I already know. Like you already know. What's the point? It's like saves you so much energy. Honestly, it's like, because the energy for making a decision against yourself and then recovering from the consequences of that, because for every action there is its consequence, and recovering from the consequences of that, it's good, and it's better to just get things, like, I don't know, I feel like why it's so important to like listen to the teachings of people older than us, especially as women, listening to women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, is that we don't have to learn from experience. We can learn from somebody else's thing. You know what I mean? It's like certain decisions. I remember seeing something about, like, let's say a drug, let's say something like ketamine, you know, for example, because we've seen it in the movies. It's like the best way to not have any issues with a certain drug is if you just never tried it in the first place. You know what I mean? I feel like I was able to avoid a huge lot of drama and nonsense, honestly, in my life by just not participating. That's it. Just how am I gonna, like, you know, sometimes I feel like whenever you're going through like a tricky situation, you think you have to sit down, like, how will I do this, how will I get to the root of this, and you find something just simply needs you to not participate. Don't give it your participation, don't give it your energy, don't give it your attendance, don't give it nothing, and it just leaves you alone. Like a dead host, it just dies and falls off, and you're able to walk and shed stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, not everything is this complex thing. I feel like, especially when it comes to things that are very like common sense to you, things that are very important to you, things that are very up there in terms of what you value. And if it's complicated, achana tu nayo. You know, if you're like having to encounter situations that are making you have to rethink things that you've known about yourself and about what you care about for years, for months, you've always known this one is a no, but this situation is making you rethink. I don't know, I feel like probably just to be safe, achana tu nayo. To me, it just seems like avoiding drama, avoiding just an unnecessary like subplot in the story. You know, it's like,
honestly, but you don't have to take part in everything.
You don't have to participate in everything. Not everything needs your attention. Not everyone needs your acknowledgement, your presents.
You also don't need to be at all the parties.
You know, I feel like something about self-trust. Self-trust to me feels being content, resting in my energy. Regardless of that means I'm at home, I'm not involved, I'm not at certain places. I am growing to not see that as a threat. It's not a threat. It's not a failure. It's not a shortcoming. If anything, what I'm nurturing here in my corner is far more important and will sustain me for years to come. You know, whatever it is, whether it is hobbies, relationships, habits, you know, things you're learning about, it's like that will reward you, I think, for longer to come. So it's like, I think the word for 2026 is we are cool on it, you know? I'm cool on that.
It, honey. Yeah.
Like, Mr. Wow. Uninvolve me.
Thumbs up.
Please, uninvolved. Like,
uninvolved for
yeah, if it's not aligned, if it's not making sense, if it's not on my frequency, I don't want it, you know? And if it means a period of time to self, whereby you're not around others, you're not engaging with certain things, certain people, it's okay. Life is about ups and downs, you know? Things happen in seasons and in cycles, and maybe this is just the season. And instead of fighting it, you accept it because life changes. You're not gonna be in certain situations forever. So see what you're meant to be learning and keep it moving, you know? It's like, I feel like almost when you have a sort of acceptance, things start to just work out in your favor because you're no longer fighting with circumstances. You know, you're deeply in touch with yourself. You know what is going to come. You don't know how. The how is none of your business, but you trust. Yeah, I'm done reacting. I'm done reacting. Let me lean on to trusting.
Yeah, honestly, actually.
I feel like even when it comes to like friendships and like relationships, just that same message, like I'm done reacting, let me rest with trusting. Trusting that what is meant to be already is, will be. Like this situation, everything as it is right now is exactly how it's supposed to be, and that's okay. Period. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for watching. You have it. You have self-trust too.
You have it, and cultivate it. Such an amazing just skill to cultivate within ourselves, because
it's a skill, actually.
and adults, we are adults, we should be able to trust ourselves, trust our judgments, consistently try to just do the correct thing most of the time. Doesn't have to be all the time, but most of the time. So yeah, thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe.
Bye.